Good day, my name is Richard and a warm welcome to Tutoring with Richard, where we cover the South African school syllabus and related topics. If you find these videos helpful, please consider supporting me on PayPal, Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee. Links in the description box below. Today we're going to cover Mathematics N6. The topic of this tutorial is a mixed bag of exam DP test questions at round 6, question 6.1, the length of the curve. The question is included in the video. We have been asked to issue a cautionary note. When doing these questions, please use the method I'm going to show you, as this is the method that is marked correct. Using your own method to answer questions could cost you marks, even though your method and answer might be right. See cautionary note at the beginning of the video. On a side note, please watch until the end of the video, as watching the first 5 minutes will not gain you a full understanding of what you need to do. There is no quick fix in mathematics. It takes persistence, discipline and repetition. You have to use these steps in order to succeed. Let's get straight into it. Our question states, calculate the length of the curve given by y equals minus a half ln cos 2x between x is equal to 0 and x is equal to pi over 3. So, our sum goes equals a half ln cos 2x, and our limits are x is equal to 0 and x is equal to pi over 3. Pi over 3 is 60 degrees. So this will equal 60 degrees. Now what we first need to do is differentiate. So now differentiation will go like this. It'll be minus a half times. Now this is chain rule. So it's 1 over cos 2x multiplied by minus 2 sine 2x. Now what we're going to do is put this all together, equals minus 2 sine 2x over 2 cos 2x, because I just took the half and I multiplied it with a 1 over cos 2x. So, and it is minus over minus. So, minus over minus cancels, becomes a positive, and 2 over 2 cancels. So what we are left with is sine 2x over cos 2x. This equals tan 2x. Now, what we've done so far is dy over dx equals tan 2x. Now what we're going to do is say dy over dx squared equals tan 2x squared. Now that's what we've done. Now this will equal, now we go 1 plus dy over dx squared equals 1 plus tan squared 2x. So, now this is an identity. The identity is sec squared 2x. So, 1 plus dy over dx squared is equal to sec squared 2x. So what we're going to do now we are going to integrate. So now what this is 1 plus dy over dx squared equals the root of sec squared 2x. Next, what we do is that cancels with that, we're left with sec 2x. So now we integrate pi over 3 and 0. And that is, now we've done this, equals sec 2x. So what's next is what we do is the integral of that is a half ln sec 2x plus tan 2x. Pi over 3 and 0. The integral of sec 2x is this. That is in your formula sheet. That will be in your formula sheet. So now all we have to do is put this in place of x and that in place of 0. So what we have is 1 over 2 ln sec 2 pi over 3 plus tan 2 times pi over 3 minus half ln sec 2 times 0 plus tan 2 times 0 and that is what we are left with. So what we're going to do now, this one here, this particular one, equals 0 minus, now in the bracket is minus 0, 549. So this equals positive negative times a negative is a positive, so it equals 0, 549 units, and that is S. That is the length of your curve. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give it a like and subscribe. It really helps with the algorithm and to grow the channel. Positive feedback is most welcome. I enjoy reading your comments. Please use the comments section to let me know what topics you'd like me to cover in upcoming videos. Be at peace, be kind to each other, and remember, passing well is achievable. Have a great day. Looking forward to seeing you in the next video.